Namaste, namaste, namaste. It's me, Bhim Prasad Sapkota, uh, MPhil scholars from the Nepal Open University, Lalitpur, Nepal. In this short presentation, I am going to talk about the technology and teacher language, technology and English language teacher educations, as assigned by our course facilitator, Mr. Kamal Devkota. Uh, and this presentation is a part of my internal assessments also. At first I am going to share some outline of this short presentation. First of all, I will talk about the scope and definition of the technology in English language teacher education. After that, I will talk about the technology in teacher educations. After finishing that, I will talk about the ways of teaching technology, especially how we can teach, including technology in our English language classes. Then I'll talk about the issues and directions, and lastly, I will present some references that I used while preparing these short presentations. Without any delay, let me enter into the let me enter into the um, presentation, scope and definition. Uh, the opportunity that technology offer for access to information, for communications, and for greater learner control over the learning process are very much exciting. This line talks about the including technology in our English language class is very exciting on the part of the learners as well as on the part of the language teachers. Similarly, but in practice, however, the potential comes with a serious challenge. Uh, Here, I would like to share examples abound of the unsuccessful and often costly attempt at using computers in the education. Yes, in our Nepalese cultures or as a global scenario, including mm, including including technology in our English language teaching class is neglected due to the cost, due to the lack of the infrastructures, etc. But its effectiveness is greater than that infrastructures costs and so on. Especially in the era of the technology. Now we are entering into the era of the technology. Innovation in teaching context can be so slow process, yes, and one that require a substantial time investment on the part of everyone involved. Yes, we have to spend a lot of time. We have to invest in the field of the English language teachings regarding use of the technology in our teacher educations as well as uh, educations. The teacher educator is thus in the delicate positions of the explicitly linking the benefits of the innovations to the classroom practices. Uh, then, after that, this second chapter deals technology in teacher educations. What is the technology and what it affects in the field of the language teachings? Technology in teacher education is a more recent one. This line tells about that technology in the field of the English language teachings was not traditional systems, but it is emerging recently. Whether teacher education should include both technical and pedagogical aspect, or whether the teaching of should be left to the IT professional. This is being great issues at present times. Whether the technologies and pedagogies should be integrated in the English language teaching classes, or the part of the technology should be given to the IT professionals is a burning issues in the field of the language teaching as well as teacher education program. The distinction in between teachers being able to first. So here concerning several issues, the teacher is main responsible persons. First, the teacher uses certain technology. Teacher have to knowledge about using technology. Second, being able to create materials. Yes, materials means here related to the technology and activities using that technology. The teacher should be aware about the activities using that technology in his language classes or in his teacher educations period. And third, being able to teach with the technology. Yes, the teacher should be capable to teach with the technology in the classrooms, based on the idea that knowing how a program works does not equate to knowing how to use it in a teaching situations. Yes, knowing program only does not matters, but how to use, how to be able to create the materials regarding technology, and how to be able to teach with the technology are the major concerns which are directly related to the capacity or skill of the teachers. This is where the technological focus shifts to the pedagogical one. So it's the integrated forms. Uh, Whichever approach is taken, it is important to determine first what our aims are. The aims are primary. Teachers expected role is key aspect in ELT. Yes, while integrating technology in our English language classes as well as the teacher education program, the teacher's role is primary. Role determines the skill. Yes, here teacher's role determines the skills that need to be acquired. These roles depend on the teacher's institutional roles. Yes, whether teachers is pre-service or in service, or a computer assistant, learning language specialist, or call professionals in his or her functional role. Here, functional means practitioner, developer, researcher, and trainer. This type of the roles of the teachers determine the skills of the teachers or effectiveness of the technology in the field of the teacher educations. Yes, here I would like to present some ways of the teaching technology. Basically, according to the here renders 2009, there are three ways of the teaching technology. Three ways of the teaching technology: separated or integrated. Separated means separating the technology with the pedagogy, or integrating with the technology with the pedagogy. And formal, teaching about the technology in the formal scenario, formal context, and teaching with the technology in the informal context, and teaching with a generic and teaching with specific. These are the three ways of the teaching technology. The success of the new technology in the classroom depends in the large part on the teacher's ability to apply them meaningfully. Yes, the effectiveness of the using technology in the English language classrooms greatly determine on the ability to the teachers ability of the teachers, how the teachers apply them meaningfully, especially in the language classroom where the technology suffers. Not only the delivery of the contents. Yes, it's not the issue of the delivering the content, but the issue of the building of the skill on the part of the learners as well as on the part of the teachers. Many teachers learn to use technology informally out of enthusiasm for the medium and with help from the colleagues. Here, it is not necessary to take about the specialist class regarding the use of technology in the English language classrooms, but teachers can learn about the technology in informal settings, like asking to the colleagues. If the teacher says enthusiasm, then generic approach aims to provide teachers with the basic skills. Yes, basic skills means several type of the basic skills of how to deal technology, how to use technology, how to create an environment, and so on. Like the specific approach which would teach how to use a certain commercial program. This is related to the specific way. Then I'd like to share some issues regarding the technology in English language classrooms or teacher education program. There are very limited resources and insufficient time for the teachers and their bonding issues, curriculum and administrative restrictions. Our curriculum does not allow to teach about the technology, to use about the technology, and there are several administrative restrictions in the context of Nepal's prevailing teaching philosophy. Yes, that which methods, which way of the delivering content is the teacher using? That's the great matters. That is the burning issues. Which may not match the more flexible time of the learning? Yes, our teaching philosophy is more rigid, more strict, based on the traditional beliefs. That's why learning and teaching technology efforts, teachers' attitudes and beliefs. Here, teachers' attitudes and beliefs are being great issues in the context of the Nepal as well. Then I would like to share some directions. We should mobilize the young learners who have tools and devices, and social software may change the beliefs and attitudes. Yes, if we can use the social softwares, they can help to modify the beliefs and attitude of the teachers as well as parents as well as learners. Better result performance. Yes, we have to present performs better results due to the use of the technology, our effectiveness of the technology. Then we should develop the several infrastructures that uh, in, in, several infrastructures that are very essential to apply the technology and the use of the technology both in formal and informal way. We can use the technology in formal setting as well as informal setting. There is no necessary specific or formal classes to learn to use the technology in our teacher education fields. This is the main materials that I have consulted while preparing these short presentations. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Namaste.